Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M41 HMC. It's a Tier 5 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Lakeville, and this one is under the command of Sad Phil. Now, why is he sad? Oh, well, I suppose we'll find out later on. Well, it's a 155mm howitzer mounted on top of an M24 hull, the Chaffee. And this little Arty was designed after the Second World War and only saw service in Korea. Now, it's quite a light Arty in terms of size, very small, but it still has that 155mm howitzer, and that's capable of 550 alpha penetrating 38mm of armour. It's the same gun, you might say, but a different mount to the M44. But the reload time is much longer, 21.57 seconds for this Arty, and for the M44 it's about 17-16 seconds. Depends on how good it is. Now he's fully dialed in. Now, rounds out on the Churchill one. Direct hit for 177. Somebody's picked up some spotting. He's now decided to go for the Excelsior. Okay, if they stay where they are, it's going to be like a duck shoot. Very easy indeed. Okay, they're moving. Line up ahead. That's it. Get ready. There we go. Rounds out. Another direct hit. 246. The Excelsior's got lighter armour than the Churchill, and that shell did a lot more damage. You can see there is stun because it is over 15 centimeters in diameter. Okay. The next two targets are a KV1 and the VK3001H, and he's having to dial in fully again because unfortunately he did change the angle. Rounds out. Oh, lands between them, and he just completed a mission. I think it's the first stage of his mission. There's a second stage to it as well. Getting ready for his next shot. He's fully dialed in, ready to go. Rounds out. Direct hit, but he actually hit the VK, not the KV1. VK took the shell for him instead. But the VK was very well angled. In fact, actually, that's what you should do with the VK, is always have it angled in a diamond shape, and that makes the armour that much stronger. If you turn to face your enemies or slightly angle it, you won't get as much effect. Oh, he just fired at the Matilda 4, and unfortunately Matilda was wiped out just a split second before the shell arrived, so he misses out on those hit points. Okay, he's going for the KV1 again, almost loaded. If they stay where they are, the KV1's going to take a big hit. Yep, 203, very big hit right on the front of the vehicle. He's pulled back a bit more. Okay, if that other KV1 moves up, they can both get hit at the same time. Surely he must have realised if the other KV1 suddenly exhibited a lot of stun, it was because he was just hit. Rounds out. Oh, and the other one takes the shot for his teammate. And his teammate is now down to just 2 hit points. He's not going to last very long. He's a one shot for anyone. In fact, I'd be very tempted to aim for those two, not for the ones up front. Rounds out on the ones in front. Oh, shell falls short there. I think he's just going to change his firing position a little to get a better angle on the guys up in the pass. If he's over to the slightly to the west, he's actually going to get better shots on them. And the enemy is now moving to the pass. Looks like they're going to try an assault. Lining up the shot on the VK. VK goes down. Goes for the KV85, who's being pushed forward by his own teammate. And he won't be happy about that. He will be furious that the Churchill blocked him and pushed him forward into the line of fire, and he gets taken out the game. And the Churchill 1 goes. Now the IKV's on the move. It looks like he hit a wreck there. We've lost sight of him because the nearest teammate we've got is a gorilla, of all things. What is he doing up front that close? That is the worst possible place for an Arty to be. That close. There's the one with low hit points. Can probably get that with just a near miss. Rounds out. Kill shot. Unfortunately, now the IKV is probably going to go around the corner and take out that gorilla. He's holding them back because he's threatening to shotgun them, which is very brave but very foolish as well, because you should never get that close unless you're a short-range Arty with considerable power. And the further he moves back, the more likely that the enemy Arty is going to get him, because he will come into their field of fire. Okay, Churchill 1 coming through the pass. Not fully dialed in. Here we go. Rounds out. Kill shot. Unfortunately, we did lose the gorilla. He was taken out of the game, unfortunately, by the enemy bishop, which proves that the enemy Arty the IKV was trying to push him back into the field of fire. Now, what Sam Phil needs to do is get behind these bushes as quickly as he can to avoid being spotted by the enemy. And let's hope that the Stug and the Su-85 manages to hold back the enemy long enough that he can get some shots over their heads into the enemy. He also needs to put some shells downrange at that leopard at the other end of the map. The enemy bishop's been spotted. There he is. Well, we lost sight of him, but he is there. He's dialing in on that KV-1. He needs to get it fully dialed in before he shoots. There was a shell going through the frame from the bishop. He fires at the KV-1 and it's a kill. That's his 4th kill for Sad Phil. So not so Sad Phil at the moment, but that could change. Our teammates are being taken out gradually. There's the leopard. He's got the 3cm cannon, which never actually existed on this vehicle. Oh, just narrowly missed him there. In fact, it never even existed on the looks. It's a 2cm cannon they had. Okay, that IKV's hugging the walls, and there's nothing we can do about it because we can't put a shell on him from the wrong angle. We need to go the other side of the rock to grid square K3 in order to shoot at that IKV. In the meantime, we're going to try and put a shell into this Chi-Nu if we can. We'll have to splash him, I think, because that rock just behind him is actually obstructing our field of fire. Okay, rounds out. Well, it's a good hit for 147 from near miss, but we've just lost another teammate. It was an M41 taken out of the game by the leopard. So now we're in a bit of a pickle. We've killed the IKV, but it's 4 versus 3. The enemy has still got an Arty. We've only got the P43 up the other end. And it looks like, oh, he just got taken out by the leopard again. It's 2 kills to that leopard. And the bishop on the enemy team's got 5 kills. So our guys better watch out. It might be a good idea for Sadfield to get a shell ready to fire at that bishop when he spots it, because that guy seems to know what he's doing. And he's actually moving closer up the valley. Oh, we've lost the Stug. Now we've lost our advantage. It's 2 against 3 now. It was 4 against 3. Now it's 2 against 3. And I'm afraid Sadfield's making the wrong decision here to try and move as quickly as he can down the other end of the valley, because he can't give fire support whilst he's on the move. But, well, he's stopped at this point to try and get his shots. Now, needs to be fully dialed in just in case that Chi-Nu pops his head around the corner. But oh, he is there. He is there. There he goes. Now, aim at a point where you think the Chi-Nu is going to come forward too, because he's going to have to come around that corner to get shots on the Su-85. But on the other hand, it might be that the bishop is arranging to hit that Su-85, and I suspect that he's somewhere in grid square A2 at this moment. Su-85 pulls away. There's the tree going down. That proves the Chi-Nu is actually moving forwards to get spots on the Su-85. Su-85 pulling back. There's Chi-Nu. fires a snapshot in. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready, you see. I said you should dial in at the position where you expect to see the Chi-Nu again when he pops his head round the corner. And that's where I expected him to do. And I just saw the tracer from the Bishop, and we've lost the Su-85, which means now it's 1 against 3, and Sam Phil is probably despondent, Phil, at this moment, thinking, oh no, how am I going to win this one when I've got a 21.57 second reload, and he's got 3 tanks that, well, are pretty accurate. That Leopard driver's got 3 kills now. Yep, he was the one who took out the Stug. The Bishop, well, he's got a Top Gun. He just killed our teammates, and oh, well, that was fairly fatal. The Leopard was ready for us, and he got the kill. So, very sad Phil at the end. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it was the second class tanker for Sad Phil in the M41 HMC. He did get a Reaper badge because he did take out consecutive tanks with a single shot apiece. And he also managed to get his first mark of excellence during that game, as well as a fighter badge for getting 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. And also a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 20 in that one. And his team score, well, 1,461 hit points of damage, second highest damage in the game. The highest damage goes to the Bishop, who got the high caliber and Top Gun for 2,322 hit points of damage and 6 kills as well. And the killer of Sam Phil, the Leopard, Troublemaker, he actually got 911 hit points. He's the 4th highest damage in the game, 4 kills for him. Unfortunately, Sam Phil only managed to get the 4 kills. But he did get 486 base experience points, but he was well beaten by the Bishop with 953, the Leopard with 925, and then every other member of the enemy team was behind Sad Phil. So, let's have a look at detail. He fired 16 shots during that game, got 9 direct hits, 0 penetration, 14 splash. Damage of 1,461 hit points, of which 1,315 were at more than 300 meters. He received 9 hits from the enemy, 8 of which were penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and he also, well, that was the shells that the Leopard fired at him. Only 1 shell didn't go through, and he also damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4, and 127 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. On a free play account, he earned 17,951 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he took home 8,355 credits. He got 486 base XP, and that's all the base experience points he took away. But it was a fairly good battle from Sam Phil's point of view in terms of that he was getting accurate shots, he was dialing in correctly. The only unfortunate thing was right towards the end of the battle, it wasn't just that he didn't get the shot on the Chi-Nu, and that, you know, what he could have done is he could have moved as far west as he could, up at the far end of the battlefield, and that would have given him the angle to shoot at that Chi-Nu as he came around the corner. But the big worry was that Bishop. I mean, he couldn't see the Bishop, but the Chi-Nu was popping his head round the corner to spot for the Bishop, and the Bishop was a bit further back, and that's the one that he wanted to take out, but he couldn't. If anything, I think the Stug and the Su-85 made a bit of a mistake going round, going down the way they did. If they had actually gone from different angles, one going one side of the rock, one going the other, it might have been a little easier for them to get at the Leopard and the Bishop. But as it is, unfortunately, it didn't go their way. And Sad Phil, well, there's not a lot he could do against the Leopard, who managed to reposition himself to the back of the map. And the moment Sad Phil came back to defend himself, defend his cap, he was caught out and taken out of the game very, very quickly. So, sad end, but at least he's got the mark of excellence. That's one thing. And you can't deny that because it's now on his vehicle. And he's now got to get those 2 marks up. I know I've got 2 marks on mine at the moment. I say I haven't third marked mine, but I will get around to it sooner or later. But anyway, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification button, the little bell symbol, so you can get alerted when a new video comes out. We're trying to put out at least 5,000 videos by Christmas. And we're not on track at the moment to do it at the moment. We do need to increase the number of videos we've got we're trying to produce. I've still got about 100 to do, and there's less than 10 days to go now. It's about 9 days. So I'm going to have to put out around about 20 today, I think, if I'm going to catch up on what I've missed over the past few days. But we'll see if we can do it. Thanks for watching.